Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Friday, December 23rd, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in today's video, I'm not going to be doing a recap since there was no video yesterday. It was only a 2-game slate. If there's less than 3 games, I do not personally make a video for it. Obviously, I had the free Patreon content out for this week yesterday, which I did kind of post up on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter as well. So hopefully you guys saw that as well, and hopefully you did pretty well yesterday if you ended up playing. Otherwise, we go all the way back to Wednesday, which was pretty good. In today's video, just going to do the injuries as well as the core picks for both DraftKings and FanDuel. Just a reminder for you who haven't already checked it out, through Christmas, my Patreon content all this week is free, so definitely be sure to check that out. I have my player pools, kind of the guys that are projecting 5 times value or better at the beginning of the day for NBA. And then there's also some NFL stuff up there too, the NFL DFS sheet for the week, as well as my fantasy football rankings if you guys are still playing fantasy football. But without further ado, we'll get started with the injuries for today's slate. It is a 14-game main slate overall, so there's probably going to be a lot of changes and some values that could pop up throughout the day as well. But we're going to start off with the 2 7 o'clock games. We have the San Antonio Spurs, who are on the back-to-back. Keldon Johnson is listed as questionable at this point in time. He ended up missing yesterday. Looks like Blake Wesley is actually listed as questionable. We'll see if he makes his return. That might actually be his season debut as well. And then for the Orlando Magic, we got Jonathan Isaac, Chuma Okeke, and Jalen Suggs all out once again. And then Wendell Carter and Gary Harris are both questionable tonight. So probably killing off some of that Magic value that we did have. If you want to take a shot on Markelle Fultz or Paolo Banchero, you could still do that as well. Then we move over to the Clippers, who have John Wall. This is a game time decision. We'll see if he ends up playing tonight or not. Philadelphia 76ers just without Tyrese Maxey once again, so no real changes there. Then we move over to the Pistons, who are just without Isaiah Livers once again, so no changes there at all. The Atlanta Hawks do have Clint Capella listed as questionable tonight. We'll see if he's back or not. Obviously, if he's back, you could play him. Not the greatest value in the world, but if he's not back, you could always go to a Okongwu once again. Moving down to the Timberwolves, we have Jordan McLaughlin, Taurean Prince, and Karl Anthony Towns all out once again. Rudy Gobert and Kyle Anderson, both listed as questionable, but I believe both ended up playing the last time out. And then for the Celtics, we have Danilo Gallinari out once again, and Marcus Smart listed as questionable once again. I believe he's still dealing with an illness, probably back today, but if he doesn't play today, you could go to Derek White or Malcolm Brogdon once again today. Then we move down to the Toronto Raptors, who are without Precious Achiuwa and Otto Porter Jr. Gary Trent and Kem Birch, both listed as questionable to play once again. Both ended up missing the last time out. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, we have Ricky Rubio, Dean Wade, and Dylan Windler all out once again. Lamar Stevens is listed as questionable. He's missed the past 2 games. And then we have Evan Mobley listed as questionable to play tonight as well. He left the last game. If he doesn't end up playing, Kevin Love is going to be a pretty good value play, although he's probably not going to start either way. But going to get some more minutes than he would normally see, so I do like him quite a bit. I don't assume that Mobley's going to play tonight, but that's just my personal opinion. Then we move over to the Bucks, who have Chris Middleton listed as doubtful. Giannis is listed as probable, so just keep an eye on that throughout the day. Sometimes he is listed as probable and then gets ruled out later in the day. That would make Drew Holiday a pretty good play, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez as well. Then on the Brooklyn Nets side, we just have Yuta Watanabe listed as questionable. It sounds like he's dealing with that hamstring injury once again, so would not be surprised if he ends up missing once again tonight. Then we move down to the Chicago Bulls. Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, and Derrick Jones Jr. all out once again. Javonte Green listed as doubtful to play. Goran Dragic listed as a game time decision, but expected to return tonight. So could be a little bit of value on this Bulls team overall. Some of the cheap kind of role players that we don't see too much. Ayo DeSumo, Kobe White, guys like that maybe could be in play once again today. And then we have the New York Knicks, who have Quentin Grimes and Obi Toppin, both listed as questionable. Obviously, this would be a return for Toppin. Grimes missed the last game out. For the Dallas Mavericks, Dorian Finney-Smith, Josh Green, Maxi Kleber, and Kemba Walker all out tonight. So pretty depleted in terms of what you're getting there, but really we're just getting to Luka Doncic, Spencer Dinwiddie, Tim Hardaway Jr., and probably Christian Wood if we're going to get to anybody from this Mavericks team overall. Then for the Houston Rockets, we have Eric Gordon and Jayshawn Tate, both listed as out. Garrison Matthews is listed as questionable to play tonight. So without Eric Gordon in that starting lineup, we're probably going to see Kenyon Martin Jr., KJ Martin, however you like to refer to him as, in that starting lineup, looking like a pretty good value on both sides tonight. Then we move to the Pacers, who are without Keldon Brown and Daniel Tice once again. Aaron Nesmith and Tyrese Haliburton both listed as questionable to play. Nesmith's actually been pretty good since he's been starting at that power forward position in the starting lineup. And Haliburton, I assume that he's going to play tonight, but we'll just have to keep an eye on that throughout the day. Then for the Miami Heat, Omar Yurtseven's out once again. Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, and Udonis Haslem all listed as questionable. Dwayne Dedmon and Jimmy Butler both listed as probable to play at this point in time. Then we move down to the Pelicans, who are without Brandon Ingram and EJ Liddell once again. Zion Williamson is doubtful to play once again tonight. And then we have Larry Nance listed as questionable to play. He ended up missing last night. On the Thunder side, Yusheng Jang and Jerome Robinson Earl both out once again. Pretty much at full strength at this point in time, minus Robinson Earl. Then we move over to the Blazers, who are without Nazir Little and Gary Payton. Justice Winslow is listed as doubtful to play tonight, so that could open up some minutes for somebody else. Not sure it makes a big impact. Maybe Keon Johnson's a bigger part of the rotation, or like a Shaedon Sharpe or something like that, but nothing too crazy at this point in time. Maybe Watford gets a couple extra minutes as well. Then we have Joseph Nurkic, Damian Lillard, Josh Hart, all listed as game time decisions, but all expected to play. Drew Eubanks, you could throw in that situation as well. And then for the Denver Nuggets, Kyle Gillespie is out. Jamal Murray is questionable to play. And then Jeff Green is listed as probable to play tonight. The one name that we don't really see there is Michael Porter Jr., so I'm not sure what's going on with his situation. Probably have to look a little bit more into that overall. For the Grizzlies, we have Danny Green listed as out. Desmond Bane listed as a game time decision. We're just going to click on his name because I did not look too far into this earlier today. He has a possibility of playing tonight after coming back from his toe injury. We'll see if he's able to go or not. Obviously, that could make a big change to their lineup overall. But if he doesn't end up playing, pretty similar to what we've seen in recent games. And then for the Suns, Devin Booker, Jay Crowder, Cam Johnson, and Cameron Payne are all out once again. And then Josh Okogie and Jack Landale, both this is questionable to play tonight. We'll see if they're good to go or not. Then we move down to the Washington Wizards, who have Denny Advia, Kristaps Porzingis, and DeLon Wright. All this is questionable. Advia and Porzingis did both end up missing last night. And then for the Kings, looks like Rashawn Holmes is listed as a game time decision, but not a big part of their rotation either way. For the Charlotte Hornets, Cody Martin is out once again. Then we have Dennis Smith Jr. and Terry Rozier both listed as questionable to play tonight. Rozier has missed the past 2 or 3 games, and Dennis Smith Jr. has missed for quite some time at this point in time. And then last but not least, we have the Lakers, who are without Anthony Davis and Juan Toscano Anderson. Austin Reeves is questionable to play, and then we have Russell Westbrook and LeBron James both expected to play tonight. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries in play for tonight. Obviously, 14-game main slate, so I will be updating injuries as quickly as possible throughout the day as those updates do become available, as that could open up some value throughout the day as well. But with that being said, we'll get moving over to DraftKings and talk about my core picks over there. So we're going to start off at the point guard position with Jalen Brunson. He's $7,100. Looking for 36 points out. He's averaging 36 so far on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 37 tonight. It's a pretty favorable matchup tonight against the Chicago Bulls. He's been playing reasonably well as of late, minus the last game, but I do not have a problem going back to him once again today. Looks like a pretty good value. Could have some pretty good upside for more as well. Then at shooting guard, we're going to Bradley Beal. He's $8,000. We're looking for 40 points out. Very good pace-up spot against the Sacramento Kings, who do not have a very good defense either, by the way. And he's averaging 39 fantasy points per game on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 42 points tonight. Could have a higher upside, especially if Kristaps Porzingis misses once again tonight. Then a small forward, we're going with KJ Martin, Kenyon Martin Jr. He is likely to start in place of Eric Gordon tonight. He's likely to play, somewhere between 22 and 28 minutes tonight. Typically, he's about 20 to 22. Currently have him projected for about 22, 23 points tonight. We're only looking for 18, 19 out of him at $3,700. Looking like one of the better overall values on tonight's slate overall. Then power forward, I'm going with Kevin Love. Once again, I don't think Evan Mobley's playing tonight. He's only $4,200. We're looking for 21 fantasy points out. He's averaging 22 on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 22 tonight. Could have some upside for more if he gets decent-sized minutes as well. Then last but not least, at the center position, we're going with Jalen Duran. He's going against the Atlanta Hawks tonight. Could be a little bit less favorable if Clint Capella plays, but even then he's banged up. Going against Okongwu, pretty decent matchup. He could be able to muscle Okongwu at least. $5,000, double-digit rebounds in a ton of games as of late. I think the last game wasn't, but like the 5 or 6 before that definitely has a chance of a double-double tonight. Currently, I'm projected for 27 points. Could have a little bit of upside for more. Could have a little bit of downside for less. Just kind of depends on how the game flow goes overall. But definitely somebody I like at that center position tonight. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players, you have $22,000 exactly remaining. Just over $7,300 per player. So you still have some money to pay up for a stud if that's something you really want to do. If you want to pay up for like 2 higher priced players and then pay down for another option, you can do that as well. Or if you want to take a little more balanced approach, that's definitely fine on tonight's slate as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So we're going to start off at the point guard position once again with LaMelo Ball, $8,900. Been very good as of late. Goes against the Lakers tonight. Should be a pretty favorable matchup as well. Lakers defense is nothing to write home about. And we're looking for 44, 45 points out. He's averaging about 41 on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 46 tonight. Definitely has a ton of upside for more. Could have a little bit downside for less, like if he happens to get in foul trouble. But at the same time, it's not like he's going out there and guarding LeBron or anyone like that. He's probably going to go against Patrick Beverly or Dennis Schroeder, somebody like that. So he should be in good shape from that regard as well. Then at shooting guard, we're going right back to Zach LaVine. He's kind of been the popular guy for me this week. $7,000. We're looking for 35 points on him. He's averaging 34.5 on this season. Got him projected for 36 once again. Not too much else to say here. He's just, at this price tag, he's a decent play. Pretty safe. If something else better value-wise opens up throughout the day, we'll play that. But if not, Zach LaVine's going to be in there in one of those spots at the shooting guard position. Then small forward, this was kind of the tough one for me today. Obviously, we have Kenyon Martin Jr. at power forward. He can play small forward as well. But when with DeAndre Hunter, he is $5,400, looking for 27 points. Currently, I'm projected for 27 points. You know, he's came back from that injury. He's playing monster minutes as of late once again. Been playing a little bit of that 4 spot as well. Just been a solid, steady performer. He hasn't been scoring a lot of points or anything else like that. So we haven't really seen that peak performance, but pretty safe play overall. Once again, if there's another value that opens up throughout the day, probably switch off of him as well. Then at power forward, we have Kenyon Martin Jr. once again, KJ Martin, however you like to call him. He's $4,200. We're looking for 21 points on him. He's averaging just over 20 on the season so far on the FanDuel side. I currently have him projected for 22, 23 points tonight. It's a slow matchup against the Mavericks, but should be in that starting lineup with no Eric Gordon tonight. Should get closer to that 28-minute threshold. If he's out there, if he's playing well once again, if he's getting the rebounds, he's going to look like a pretty good play overall. And then last but not least, at that center position, we went with Mitchell Robinson at $5,900. We're looking for 29, 30 points on him. A lot of centers that look pretty similar tonight. If you want to play like a Sengun instead of him, if you want to play a Jalen Duran, if you want to play somebody else like that in that kind of price range, I definitely don't have a problem with that. I like Robinson's upside tonight as long as you don't get in foul trouble against Nikolai Vucevic. That's kind of the one big scary thing there, but I don't think he's going to come in with a lot of ownership. Maybe a little bit better GPP play than like a cash game play or anything else like that, but just kind of a solid guy that offers some pretty good upside, especially in terms of blocks on the FanDuel side tonight. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that I do have listed here, you'll have $28,600 remaining, just under $7,200 remaining. So if you want to pay up for someone else, you still definitely could do that, whether it's a Luka Doncic, a Nikola Jokic, if you really want to go there at the center position. Sabonis that you could also play a power forward who's been playing monster minutes and doing very well. There's a lot of good options at the high end today as well. And then kind of plug in some values from there. Or if you want to do a little bit more balanced approach, that's definitely fine on tonight's slate as well. But with that being said, these are my core 5 picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, December 23rd. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to note whether that is a more FanDuel or DraftKings specific question just so I can best help you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's on DraftKings or FanDuel, whether it's someone from my core 5 picks, whether it's a completely different player you guys think I missed. Pretty good chance of it since there's a 14-game main slate overall tonight. But definitely interested in hearing what you guys have to say. And then, as always, I'll be listing injury updates throughout the day, as well as many starting lineups as I can get to tonight. I will have my updated core out about 20 to 30 minutes prior to lock, or as those changes do become available throughout the day or throughout the night. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at CoachCraigSports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS. Right now, we have NBA DFS as well as NFL DFS. NFL DFS side's been slacking a little bit, but I do have my NFL DFS cheat sheet up on Patreon, which is free for the entire week. And then the NFL DFS cheat sheets over at WeBetATS.com, which will be going up either later today or early tomorrow since it is a Saturday main slate for NFL DFS. So definitely be sure to check that out as well. And then with that being said, if you're a newer current subscriber who is yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS core pick videos Monday through Friday, just like this. Already talked a little bit about the NFL DFS content as well. Be sure to check out the Patreon page at patreon.com/CoachCraigSports. Link in the description below. I will have a pinned comment for today's content as well, so definitely be sure to check that out, especially while it's free this week. And then if you do like that content, be sure to subscribe. It's a small monthly donation. Would greatly appreciate it and helps you out at the same time as well. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.